Right. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing good. And today video is not on any cybersecurity concept or something, but I will be sharing my real experience on a cybersecurity interview. Initially, when I was looking for cybersecurity job, I was been looking in different companies that if I can get something to earn initially some money, and then maybe I will be keep looking for cybersecurity jobs like ethical hacker. Because when I had started my career, I was not aware that there are SOC analyst positions, the SIEM tool. I was thinking that there are openings only in the ethical hacking profiles with the companies hire those person, and that person do attacks into their network or to their customers to identify the vulnerability, the weakness in the design. We are preparing the incident report. That's the only thing I had in my mind when I had started my career. But during that period, I was looking also, I was going into the consultancy companies as well. And I would like to share experience when I visit in a company that was based in Noida. I went there and I was a fresher, but I had a resume of 5 pages long. And then that guy was interviewing one by one. That there's a queue, there was many people. But when I went there, they asked me, like, they first saw my resume, and he was very shocked, like, I'm a fresher and I'm 5 page long resume, right? And he was looking at my face and like, have you did this course? Have you did this certifications? Really? Okay. Have you did the CCNA? Have you did this Microsoft certification? Because for 1 page of resume, I had only mentioned about the certification I had, because I had that time 7 6 7 certificate from the Microsoft, 3 certificate from the CCNA, then Linux certification. I had I had some 2 3 cybersecurity training, then CS certified at that time, and also I did a diploma in the database administration. So that guy was really sure that I have covered almost all technologies which a person should at least learn one, and they can get a job easily into the IT domain. And he was like asking me, really, have you did this course or just put in your resume to make it good? I said, no, you can ask me a question. So see guys, this is a very good thing, right? If you are putting something in your resume and you are giving a confidence to the interviewer that you know these things, it doesn't mean that you are putting this into the resume to make your profile good. You can be confident, you can tell clearly, I know these things. You can question me anything which you feel you should. Then he start asking me question, and he start asking me a question from each different domain specifically. So for the Windows one, he's just very basically he asked me, do you know how to connect printer also into a machine? I had never connected a printer, but I know how to connect. And I give the real-time examples. Okay, if you're talking only theoretically in the interview, then might be you are confusing yourself also, and the interviewer as well. It's better to start with an example always. And when you are giving any answer in the interview, first answer the person what is asking for, and then add an example on top of that. So you will be impressing the interviewer every time when you're giving an answer. So you are justifying by first simple answer, and then you're giving a real-time scenario also, like how basically it happened. Okay, if I asking you, okay, do you know what is persistence attack? What is the persistence in cybersecurity? If you will send persistence in that definition only, I might not happy. But if you can give me a very simple explanation what persistence mean, and can you give me a real-time example also, I will be very much happy, and I understand that you have the clarity on that concept. Otherwise, I will be asking you detailed questions into what you are telling me. Okay, so in that interview, right, in that particular uh, consultancy, when I went there, that guy asked me the questions from the CCNA. He guy asked me from the Linux, Windows. Then he asked me some security concepts, and he was very much happy with my profile. And he was telling me, "Okay, we will hire you, but you have to give some training from us, because they will teach me what companies are expecting, right? Because even whatever I know, if I don't have any experience in hand, then company will not consider my profile." Okay, so he was right that time, but I was having the impression, if I did so many certifications already, why should I do another training or the course if I know most of the steps? But that was a wrong impression I had. Sometimes we know the steps mostly, but we assume that this is enough only, this is the maximum I can know. No, knowledge cannot be enough for anybody, right? It can be come from anybody, from any source, from any time, any age, but you should be ready to accept it you know but that guy was asking me, okay, if you will did a training, I will show you that you were working with me from past 6 7 years, 6 months example, and the company will be considering you not as a fresher. Okay, so the two things I would like to highlight here: whatever the things you are putting in your resume, make sure you are giving the clear explanation in the interview, and you are sure, yeah, you can talk on the topics. Okay, for example, another scenario, guys, if you're saying you are doing packet capture investigation, you can do packet capture analysis with investigation, yeah. And if I'll be asking you, do you know what is Wireshark? And if you do say, I don't know what is Wireshark, if I will asking you how many layers we have in the network packet, you don't answer that question, then I will not trust you. Why should I trust you? You are saying I can do packet capture analysis, but you don't know how many layer a packet has. Then basically you are making a wrong impression to the interviewer also. Okay, if you are saying I have this much experience, I am very good in the Windows security logs, make sure, guys, you know the most common event IDs. You know how basically Windows system works, right? If you have somewhere mentioned about the Linux devices in your resume, make sure how what basically Linux used to, right? Why we need to monitor the Linux, and what basically the use case triggered from the Linux. The logs in the Linux device is far different than the logs triggered in the Windows machine, right? So you have to understand, you should have some examples always. So whatever the things you are putting in the resume, make sure you have an example for each and every word you are putting into resume, about technology, about tool, about investigation, about your company. You should know, and you can give an example, and that basically kicking off your career to the next level. Even in the interview you are going, interview might be clicking some words from making some tools name from your resume, and if you fail to answer justify, then how, I don't know how you can make the impression that you know the things. If you are saying that, guys, I did the pen testing, I know what is Metasploit, that if you're saying Metasploit is a pen testing tool, it is a meta framework, right? If I will asking me like what is auxiliary module, and I don't know, it's a very very basics, right? So you should put the things in your resume only if you are sure on that topics, if you're sure on that tool, if you know their basics, if you have learned about those things in your starting of the career. Now it has been past 5 7 years, you still things mentioned there, I would request you remove those things. There's no need to give a wrong impression to the interviewer. In the interview, when you're going, you should have the things mentioned there on which you can talk about. Even 1 2 line, but you should know about it. It doesn't mean I will make my resume looks good, like I will put C sharp, C++, OSF. It doesn't give any reflection to the interviewer if you don't know what are the top 10 OSF vulnerabilities, right? You will be struggling to answer like, okay, misconfiguration, command injection. Why you're thinking about it, guys? You just give answer quickly. The answer should be in the tips. Okay. If you have any specific questions like we have faced in an interview, guys, in cybersecurity interview, you can write it in the comment section. I can help you into that. I will tell you the way we should respond. I have cracked so many interviews in cybersecurities, and cracking the interview. Okay, I will share. Honestly, I'm sharing you the last interview for a company. I will not mention the company, but the interview was for a Poland company in Poland. Okay, that company was in Poland, and I was having that interview, and the interview, what they said me in the same interview call, they said me,